guidelines and ensure the safety of all participants. The first order of the day is a convocation speech to delivered by the Academic Excellence Awardee, Mr. Mark Sefa Aboage. Mr. Aboage, please step forward to the podium.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for the introduction. Thank you for the introduction. I'm really honored to deliver the convocation speech on behalf of all completing students, distinguished faculty, staff, fellow students, ladies and gentlemen. I once again welcome you all to this August occasion. I must say you are all looking good in your gowns today. On a memorable day like this, you would expect that we recount every single moment here at KDI school and the experiences which brought us to this day. Instead, I have decided to talk about two important things which led us or brought us this far: resilience and teamwork. I know how many of us here feel. Many of us are not as excited as we should be due to the ongoing crisis, how it has impacted our lives over the past 5 to 6 months, and the gloomy picture it paints about the future. You don't feel the euphoria and optimism which fills the atmosphere during graduation ceremonies like this. However, let me remind us all of one important thing we might be forgetting. Our achievements, which I urge you all to celebrate and be proud of, are unique, and they've made us far more prepared and better informed than we can imagine. I mean, look at us. We are having our completion ceremony outside. One of the greatest skills we have developed and exhibited throughout the year is our resilience. We have remained steadfast and strong even in these difficult times. We have shown to the world that no matter the circumstances or challenges we face, we are going to stand tall and march on to victory. Each one of us here have shown that we are not quitters, but fighters. When the world came to a standstill, we continued to push through. I mean, when our family members and our friends kept asking us to abandon our studies and return home, we told them not to worry about us because we were determined to be part of this occasion. Now look what we've achieved through our resilience. As the famous author, Gregory Williams puts it, on the other side of a storm is the strength which comes with having navigated it. So my dear colleagues, I urge you all to cherish these moments and see them as preparation for greater things in the future. Furthermore, as I admonish you all to be proud of your accomplishments, I would also like you to turn to your neighbors and thank them for their contribution towards this accomplishment. We couldn't have done this without help, support, and contribution from diverse sources. This is a class of 2020 achievement forged through collaboration and teamwork. Yes, we wouldn't be here today without the peerless supervision of our amazing faculty, the intellectually stimulating class and group discussions based on the rich experiences of our classmates, nor the diligence of the school staff. Yes, we did this together as a team. I personally want to use this opportunity to thank KDI School and the Korean government for the chance to study here. I extend my sincere gratitude to Professor Junsu Lee, my academic advisor, Professor Shin Jaun and Professor Wang Shun, my thesis supervisors, Professor Kim Don-sok, and all other professors for their guidance. Special shout out goes to my friends, family, and then my mates from the football team. You've kept me sane throughout the year. As we wait, although this year did not permit a lot of social gatherings and interactions, we would definitely not forget the good times we had here at KDI School, nor the lifetime friends we have made here. As we wade into the world, whether for work or for further studies, never hesitate to call on your KDI school family, and most importantly, never allow anything to hinder you from pursuing your dreams. I will end with one of my favorite quotes from Michael Josephson, which says, "Be proud of how far you have come, have faith in how far you can go, but don't forget to enjoy the journey." Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Aboage. Now, for the conferral of the certificates, I'd like to request Dean Jong-il Yu and Associate Dean of Academic and Student Affairs, Kwon Jung, to please come up to the stage. Thank you. We will now confer the certificates of coursework completion. The certificates will be conferred to a representative of each program in the order of the MPP program, MDP program, and the MPM program. MPP students, may I ask you to stand up? Yeah. MPP students. On behalf of MPP students, Mr. Ayantola Ayodimej Alayande will accept the certificate. Mr. Alayande, please come forward. The Korea Development Institute School of Public Policy and Management, upon the recommendation of the faculty, hereby confers on Mr. Ayantola Ayodimej Alayande the certificate of coursework completion in Master of Public Policy and has granted this diploma as evidence thereof, given in the Sejong Metropolitan Autonomous City in Korea in the year of 2020 on the 3rd day of August, conferred by President Jung Pyo-che and Dean Jong-il Yu. MPP students, congratulations. Please take your seat. Now, the certificates of coursework completion will be conferred to the Master of Development Policy students. MDP students, please rise from your seats. On behalf of MDP students, Ms. Ajufan Aishat will accept the certificate. Ms. Aishat, please come forward to accept the certificate on behalf of MDP students. The Korea Development Institute School of Public Policy and Management, upon the recommendation of the faculty, hereby confers on Ms. Ajufan Aishat the certificate of coursework completion in Master of Development Policy and has granted this diploma as evidence thereof, given in the Sejong Metropolitan Autonomous City in Korea in the year of 2020 on the 3rd day of August, conferred by President Jung Pyo-che and Dean Jong-il Yu. Congratulations, MDP students. Please be seated. Now, we will confer the certificates of coursework completion to Master of Public Management students. MPM students, please stand up. On behalf of MPM students, Ms. Jasmine Gloria Agip-Cernandez will accept the certificate. Ms. Agip-Cernandez, please come forward to accept the certificate on behalf of MPM students. Korea Development Institute School of Public Policy and Management, upon the recommendation of the faculty, hereby confers on Ms. Jasmine Gloria Agip Serenades the Certificate of Coursework Completion in Master of Public Management and has granted this diploma as evidence thereof, given in the Sejong Metropolitan Autonomous City in Korea in the year of 2020 on the 3rd day of August, conferred by President Jung Pyo-che and Dean Jong-il-yu. MPM students, congratulations. Please be seated. Hearty congratulations to you all once again. We will now move on to the awards presentations. The first award is for academic excellence. Please come forward when you hear your name. Ms. Hejun Kwon, please come to the stage. Award for academic excellence presented to Ms. Hejun Kwon in recognition of your outstanding academic performance and scholarly achievements, conferred by President Jung Pyo-che and Dean Jong-il-yu. Hereafter, I will only call the name of recipients. Please come forward when your name is announced. Ms. Mie Park, please come forward. Ms. Mie Park, the contents of the certificate are the same. Mr. Mark Sefa Aboage, please come to the stage. Mr. Mark Sefa Aboage, the contents of the certificate are the same. Please give all of them a big round of applause. The next award is for Student Community Service. This award is presented to 7 students for their active participation in school events throughout the year. Ms. Arstadwal, please come to the stage. Award for Student Community Service presented to Ms. Arstadwal in recognition of your dedicated service and efforts to promote a sense of community, conferred by President Jung Pyo-che and Dean Jong-il-yu. Hereafter, I will only call the name of recipients. Please come forward when your name is announced. Mr. Mark Stefa Aboage, please come forward. Mr. Mark Stefa Aboage, the contents of the certificate are the same. Ms. Kong Mi-ju Han, please come forward. Ms. Kong Mi-ju Han, the contents of the certificate are the same. Ms. Hong-yi Kang, please come forward. Ms. Hong-yi Kang, the contents of the certificate are the same. Ms. Isabella Angelica Asuncion Milanes, please come forward. Ms. Isabella Angelica Asuncion Milanes, the contents of the certificate are the same. Mr. Bodwine Mulenga, please come forward. Mr. Bodwine Mulenga, the contents of the certificate are the same. Mr. Olabanji Samuel Ogunjobi, please come forward. Mr. Olabanji Samuel Ogunjobi, the contents of the certificate are the same. Congratulations again for the awardees. This concludes our awards presentation. Let us congratulate the awardees once again. Associate Dean Zhang, please return your seats. Thank you. We will now ask Dean Jong-il Yu to offer his congratulations to the completing students. Please join me in welcoming Dean Jong-il Yu.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's a great pleasure to welcome the students, their families and friends. Are they here, your families and friends? Huh? Some of them. And the faculty and the staff to the 2020 completion ceremony. I believe this is the first such a ceremony held outside of the building. I would first like to warmly congratulate the 107 students who have completed their courses of study at KDI school. It's no easy feat. I commend you for your perseverance and assure you that it was worthwhile. It's a strange world that we find ourselves in. COVID-19 has completely upended the world. Many things that we took for granted are no longer possible. No regular classes, no group travels, no large gatherings or parties. Lots of stress with little fun. I feel sorry that many opportunities to enjoy the campus life and the nature and culture of Korea have been taken away from you. However, I also want you to realize how lucky you are. Arguably, South Korea, I think, is the best country to have lived in during the past 6 months. It hasn't been easy, but we've been able to control COVID-19 without draconian lockdowns that much of the world have been going through. Within South Korea, Sejong has been one of the safest cities. And there have been no confirmed cases on our campus, as well as in the wider school community. Let me take this opportunity to thank you, the completing students, and all other members of the school community for the excellent cooperation with the quarantine efforts by the school and by the government. Well, studying and learning without the regular offline classes and other activities have been challenging, to say the least. But I think KDI school was better prepared for conducting courses and other activities online compared to most universities around the world. I'd like to express my gratitude to the faculty members and the staff who put in so much effort to keep up the quality of online education, despite the fact that they were thrown into this without any prior warnings. And I also thank the students who tried to make the most out of the given situation instead of whining and complaining. It was deeply satisfying to learn that our students were trying to stay active in learning and engaged in policy discussions. When I was asked to speak at the virtual conferences organized by our students, one by African Youth Action Forum and another by Latin American and Caribbean Forum. I'm sure there have been other activities as well. Dear my students, these are extraordinary and difficult times. It's no exaggeration to say that the COVID-19 pandemic is the greatest challenge the world has faced since World War II. As of today, there are almost 18 million confirmed cases and almost 700,000 deaths from COVID-19. And both these numbers keep increasing at an alarming rate. The economic devastation is even more alarming, and poor people, marginalized groups around the world are suffering from hardships that are beyond our imagination. The worst thing is that there is no end in sight. Yes, there are encouraging news about development of vaccines, but given all the uncertainties about the safety, the potency, the production and distribution, it is unlikely that some magical vaccine is going to put a complete end to the pandemic in the near future. Therefore, we should stop longing for the good old days and begin to invent new normal ways for our daily lives, learning and work and other things like this, so that we can keep the virus at bay. More importantly, we must learn from each other and work together to devise and implement more effective pandemic responses. Actually, we must go further and cooperate to address the problems of environmental disruption and climate change that are actually a fundamental cause of the pandemic, and at once an even greater challenge to human flourishing than the pandemic itself. My dear students, each generation faces its own challenges and opportunities. I hope that history will record not only how daunting the challenges for your generation were, but also how resolutely you turned those challenges into opportunities for a great progress. A progress in terms of human security, digital transformation, and green transition. For such a progress, technological breakthroughs are not enough. Much more important is social cooperation based on human solidarity. This is, I believe, what COVID-19 is telling us, warning us. For those of you who attended the TEDx event this morning, I said this in that talk. the lack of solidarity in the face of a common enemy to humankind, that is COVID-19, and intergovernmental conflicts over the pandemic response have done enormous harm, causing unnecessary losses and preventable deaths. As Director General of the WHO, Dr. Ghebreyesus warned recently, and I quote, "The greatest threat we face now is not the virus itself. Rather, it is the lack of leadership and solidarity at the global and national levels. We cannot defeat this pandemic as a divided world." Yes, leadership and solidarity. These are what we need most badly, most desperately. And as I'm sure you know, leadership and solidarity are the two core values of KDI School. I always talk about this theme, actually, in occasions like this. What is leadership? Leaders must have a vision for an alternative world, a better world, a vision for a transition toward a better world. Leaders must also set examples and make necessary sacrifices to overcome difficulties that we face along the way in the course of the transition. KDI School graduates should become leaders, and leaders should have a vision and set an example. Don't ever forget this. What about solidarity? Well, human solidarity is the soul of our school, sharing knowledge in general, and the varied experience of Korea, its failings as well as successes, in its remarkable struggle to overcome adversities and achieve economic development and human progress in particular, is what we are here for. And we are proud to have one of the most diverse student bodies in the world. KDI School is a place where students from every corner of the world come together, learn the various ways in which we are all connected to each other, and develop strong feelings of human solidarity and make the necessary ethical commitments. My dearest completing students, keep the ideals of leadership and solidarity in your heart. As long as you do that, you will become proud members of our globe-spanning and powerful alumni network. Wherever you are in the world, all of us at KDI School will always do our best to support you and cheer for your successes. So stay connected. It's been a privilege to share with you what I believe will ultimately be remembered as the best time of your life, despite all the difficulties we've been through. Maybe because of the difficulties that we've been through together. Once again, congratulations. Thank you.
Very much, Dean Liu. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the 2020 completion ceremony. Before you leave, I'd like to make a few announcements. We would like to play a video filmed and edited by our colleagues, Ms. Jasmine Gloria Agib Cernandez and Mr. Abdul Rahim Salarzai, followed by another video filmed by the KDIS Music Club. Please give a round of applause to Ms. Agib Cernandez and Mr. Salarzai and the KDIS Music Club.
Hey guys, this is Rahim and this is my friend Jasmine. We are excited to share our video with you guys.
That's right. We merged our two different styles into one video, representing the same story, our story, from the beginning in fall to where we are right now.
We hope you will enjoy the video and happy commencement to all of you and wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Watch the video.
Enjoy! Oh, that's perfect!
Yeah, I think this one was perfect.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first flight to Korea? How beautiful was the sky as we anticipated what would be the next chapter of our lives. And when we landed, the anticipation grew. We walked into a new land, a new culture, a new world. And maybe you felt what I felt. Total bliss. In came the fall semester before COVID-19. We took our first school photos. We had award ceremonies. We had field trips. Many of them. And we loved it. We shared our cultures at Food Festival. Our friendships. Our dances. Some of us even volunteered. We shared our cultures with Korea. We had fun with each other. We traveled. We enjoyed. Then came the winter semester, and so did COVID-19. Some of us saw snow for the first time, but we experienced changes, and we had to learn to adapt to a new normal. In the spring semester, we decided to make the best of it. We learned to enjoy the things that we would have otherwise overlooked. This mindset carried us through to our summer semester. We enjoyed each other. All things considered, here in Korea, we had an experience of a lifetime.
That was so good.
But Jess,
What?
you just put the whole year in just 2 minutes?
Yeah, what's the problem?
It was super good, but I didn't saw any picture of like the very beginning, the opening ceremony, the food festival, the sports day picture, the class gathering that we had.
Yeah.
You know the pictures.
You're right. You're right.
Let me take the turn in edit this.
Okay, do your thing.
Everything has a beginning, and our journey really begins at orientation. We were sitting at our seats, thinking about the dream we had about KDI school and about what was to come. We met each other on this day and began friendships that would last us the whole year. Sports Day was the first mega event for all of us at KDI school. We got to enjoy each other's company without having to think about COVID-19. What Jess didn't say about food festival is the most important part of the event, the food. We also had the opportunity on that day to take the picture of the traditional dress of everyone. I believe we will all miss the most our beloved class gathering and also the field trip that we had in the first semester. Exploring Korea is a memory we now get to cherish. Before COVID-19 took over our academic lives, we enjoyed the opportunity to work closely together in the classroom. Things like group projects and class discussion look so different then. I think we benefited a lot from sharing our country's experience with each other after. But I think what we will miss the most is hanging out with our friends for coffee and food. Our gathering were filled with so much jokes and laughter. We decided not to have any discussion about our academic life and classwork during these times. Now that we are leaving each other, I hope our friendship will last us beyond this year at KDI school.
Happy commencement day to everyone.
And have a safe journey to your destinations. Bye-bye.
I win.